Hi everyone, welcome. Today I want to go through 3D flying and how to do 3D flying and the Harrier. And basically 3D flying, the plane is flying just before it's about to stall. You'll find that the angle of the plane is anywhere between sort of 30 to 60 degrees. And even though the nose of the plane is pointing up in the air, the plane is actually flying forwards. Now 3D flying is very, very different to normal flying. And you need a very, very powerful motor or engine in the plane to be able to do 3D flying, and also 3D plane will have very large moving surfaces. And the reason is because you're flying just before the plane's about to stall, you're flying very, very slowly, and there's not much air going over the wings or the plane. So you really need large moving surfaces to be able to turn the plane and control it how you want to. Now the key to 3D flying is throttle management. The more you get better at throttle management, the better you're going to be at 3D flying. When you're doing normal flying, you generally fly the plane anywhere between half throttle to full throttle, depending on the type of pilot you are, and the plane will just fly through the air. But with 3D flying, you are constantly adjusting your power, constantly putting more power, less power, depending on whether the plane is rising or sort of descending, and whether you're doing turns or not doing turns. So you're constantly adjusting your power, and it's something that you need to get used to. You're also doing all your turns with the rudder, not with the ailerons. So your left thumb is constantly going to be being moved, which is something a lot of pilots are not used to. They're used to using their right thumb all the time when they're flying, but that left thumb is not really being used so much. But basically, the key is throttle management. You need to put just the right amount of power. If you put too much power, the plane will start flying through the air. It's not going to look very good. And if you don't put enough power, the plane is going to want to stall, and you're going to be working really hard on the ailerons and the rudder to stop the plane from stalling. And again, it's not going to look very good. So the key is throttle management. So let me start by demonstrating what a Harrier is. This is basically a Harrier. The plane is flying with the nose pointing up in the air. It's flying very, very slowly, and I can basically turn the plane around and just fly around in circles or figure eights, do what I want. So that's basically what 3D flying is, or what the Harrier is. 3D flying is a lot more fun than just doing a Harrier, but the Harrier is the basis of all 3D flying. So that was just a quick demo. So to learn how to do a Harrier and how to control your throttle and how to manage your throttle, there's a good exercise where you need to take off, go up quite high, and then basically just put full up elevator on the plane, and the plane will start to fall down like a pancake. If you just leave it to fall down, it's going to end up falling down and smashing. But what you need to do is put more power on to stop the plane from dropping. The more power you'll need to put on, you'll find that the nose of the plane is pointing up towards the air because you've got full elevator on, so you need to start relaxing the elevator. And it's getting that right balance between the engine power and the elevator so that the plane is just floating around in the air. Once the plane is just floating around, you then use your rudder to turn the plane, and you need to use your ailerons to keep the wings as level as you can. So let me show you what I mean. So we're going to go up nice and high. I'm just going to roll the plane round, and I'm just going to put full up elevator, and the plane is just going to, it's just, as you can see, it's just dropping down very nicely. I'm just using my rudder and my ailerons to keep the plane from stalling. Now I'm going to start putting more and more and more power on. The more power I put on, the plane is going to start to float in the air. I wouldn't recommend you let it get that low because it's going to be your first time, but I'm just getting it low so you can sort of see what it's doing. But basically this is what 3D flying is. The plane is flying very, very slowly, and it's pointing the nose up in the air. I could turn it around, When you're generally turning, you need a little bit more power, but all I'm doing is I'm balancing the elevator with the engine power to just keep the plane floating around in the air. But I would recommend that you start by buying sort of a small plane, either a little foamy or something like a Visionaire. They're absolutely great planes. They Harrier really, really well, and they're easy to fly. Don't start with something like that. But that is all you need to do. Now, generally speaking, when you're doing a left turn, you need to put, or a right turn, you need to put opposite aileron to keep the wings level. So if I'm doing a left turn here, I'm putting right ailerons to make sure that the wings stay nice and level. And the plane is just flying very, very nicely. But that's basically what a Harrier is. The plane just flies through the air. And that is the basics of 3D. Now if I want to do a landing Harrier, all I'm doing is just putting less power, and the plane just landed. So that's what you need to practice again and again. Let me show you one more time. So you want to go up nice and high, roll the plane over, cut your power, and put full up elevator. Now as you can see, the plane is just falling down, and all I'm going to do is start putting more and more power on, and the plane is just going to stay there. It's just floating around. It looks really nice. It's flying very, very slow, but that's all it is. And just use your rudder and your ailerons to turn the plane. So the rudder is used to turn the plane, and the ailerons are used to level out the wings. And that's basically what a Harrier is. So keep practicing, keep going up high, dropping the plane like I was doing, and using that throttle to just teach yourself how to keep the plane floating in the air. The less power you have, the plane will start to drop. The more power you have, the plane will gradually start to point the nose up in the air, so you'll need to let go of the elevator a little bit, and just balancing the elevator and the engine power to keep the plane up in the air, and use your rudder to turn the plane, your ailerons to keep your wings level. Now if you found this helpful, please like the video and subscribe, and hopefully see you again to more 3D flying. Thank you.